All right, first things first. Tell us who you are. I said first things first, tell us who you are.
I'm Mack A.
There you go. That's all we need, right? All right, so first up, when you think of Tennessee, what sticks out most to you? When you think of Tennessee, what's the first thing you think of?
Mountains.
Mountains. Can you tell me more about your parents or your grandparents?
My older grandparents,
Whatever you got.
Your parents.
I was never around them a whole lot, but my mother's mother was full-blood Cherokee Indian. She lived by herself in her last years, pretty close. My daddy's mom and dad lived in North Carolina, in the upper part of Tennessee, around Maryville. They was a close-knit family.
Your dad's side? Your dad's side? Yeah. Okay. What do you remember most about your siblings? What's your best memories with your siblings?
Which one?
Whichever you want to talk about. Any and all of them.
Glenda.
Linda ain't my sibling.
She is too. That's your sister.
That's a good question, Mr. Larry.
We can come back to it if you
I've
want.
had a good family life. You talking about the siblings, like Brenda and Glenda, and Jack, and Robert, GH. Got a lot of good fond memories. We were a very close family.
Is there any memory that sticks out just when you think of one of your siblings?
All of them.
That's
That's
good.
the whole part of it, you know. It's when you're in a big family, it's like you want to kind of bottle it all up and keep it where you can look at it every day.
Yeah.
But yeah, going to Oklahoma and seeing Glenda when she moved up there, and you know, Jack and his conditions, you know, it's just.
We don't talk or know a lot about Jack. What can you tell us about him?
Jack was my older brother. He was sickly most of his life. He never did like to work. He'd get a job and get a little money in his pocket, and then he's gone.
I get you.
He was kind of a hobo.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. Let's see.
Can I share something? Matt, tell how he just jumped in a car and run and check it out and just take off a few dollars from Tennessee to Texas.
Yep.
There you go. Growing up, what was your favorite thing to do? What kind of hobbies did you have as a kid?
Football, baseball, and basketball.
All the sports. You played all through school and then. Very
Yeah.
cool.
I was a poor boy, but I got to play on first team on each one of them. I was blessed by the Lord. I could excel in
Yeah.
all the sports, and I had an opportunity to play professional baseball with Washington Senators. They came out, and if I'd have had $100 before I could went to the farm team in Florida, they would have signed me, but didn't have $100, so I didn't get signed.
For like the farm team. That's cool.
I got a chance to play with Herb Kellebrue, and well, if you don't know who that is, he's a famous home run hitter for Lookouts and for Washington Senators.
Like pitching or batting or both?
Pitching.
Both.
Yeah.
Pitching. Matt Turner. And you know how fast you go.
All right. When you think about the holidays, I know you said you didn't have a lot of money growing up, but when you think about the holidays as a kid or growing up through your childhood, Is there any memories or anything that sticks out?
Holidays, when I was a kid, was just another day. Whether it be a birthday or whether it be Christmas or whatever.
Right.
We didn't have a lot, and we was thankful for what little we did. Lord bless us.
Good.
And yeah, there's one time it really stuck out when I was a kid.
Okay.
Going to Highland Park Baptist Church. That was the church I was baptized in. It come a bad ice storm that lasted about 3 months. Roads was all closed down, and it was Christmas, and we didn't have a bite to eat in the house. And my mother would never steal anything, but she put her coat on that Christmas morning, and she was going to go down to Barclay's store and ask for credit. She said, if they don't let me have credit, I'm going to take bread and bring it to you. About the time she got to the door, there's a knock on the door, and members of Highland Park Baptist Church was there with gifts for all of us and food that you wouldn't believe. They brought their Christmas dinner and shared with us. So yeah, that is one of the main ones at $6,000.
That's awesome. What can you tell us about your mom? What can you tell me about your mom?
About my mom, she was a self-centered lady. She was a hard worker. If she liked you, she liked you, and if she didn't, she didn't. I think that's the best way to.
Gotcha.
Your kid, her kid, you got took care of.
What about your dad?
Daddy was more of a mama's boy.
Okay.
Every time his mother would need something, he'd leave us and take off and go back to Maryville or North Carolina, wherever they lived at that time. And he was just never around a lot.
I got you. Now here's the fun one. When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Baseball player.
Baseball player? That was your favorite?
Yep.
All right, think about this. Can you tell me about your first job? First time you got paid to do something?
Well, my first real public job, I worked for Gabby Haynes Food Store in Ross, Georgia. I was working in the produce department, and I worked there 2 summers. And the third summer, Mama wanted me to quit and go to California and check on my sister,
Who was in California?
Catherine.
Oh, okay. What was she doing in California?
Huh?
What was she doing in California?
Her husband was in the Air Force,
Oh, okay.
George Air Force Base, Victorville, California.
So then you've been like all over Tennessee and Georgia, like living wise.
Right.
Okay. What was your very first car? What did you drive? What was your very first car
That I owned,
that you owned? That was your car.
5x4.
Woo! All right, so that is childhood. Now I kind of want to go into adulthood. Tell me this. You kind of hinted at that with the Highland Park Church, but did you grow up in church, or did you just find yourself getting involved in a church?
I grew up in church.
Okay.
My mother kept Sunday morning come. We was ready and got on the church bus and went to church.
Baptist, Pentecostal, what?
I've been to every church that
Okay.
I've been. It didn't matter what the name was on the outside, as long as it was God-fearing church.
Perfect. This one's fun. I've always kind of wondered this. Have you ever been arrested or almost arrested? You almost ever get in trouble by the cops?
Never.
Never. Okay.
Never had a ticket.
Oh, dang.
And I drove all over the United States in 18-wheeler and car.
Why did you move to Texas?
I didn't just move to Texas. I went to California, and me and Catherine come back to Ennis to see, and we stopped to see TH, and he talked me into staying. Here I am.
Okay.
It's half brother.
Yeah. All right. How'd you meet Granny?
At Joanne, my niece, well, that's a strange thing. Joanne, every Friday night would have 6 or 7 girls for me to choose from. That's true. And we was at the show one night, and Robbie saw me and called her and wanted to know who I was, and things just escalated. She chased me till I finally caught her.
And I know you can't see it, she's off camera, but Granny's shaking her head back and forth. How and when were you saved?
I was 12 years old at Highland Park Baptist Church. Lee Robertson was pastor. He brought a message. I got saved and baptized. At least 10,000 people.
Really?
Oh, it's,
Highland Park is one of the biggest churches in Tennessee.
Wow.
They got a college for preachers to become a preacher.
Yeah. Kind of like
And
DVU.
that's just where I went to church.
And you said you were 12? 12?
12 years old.
Do you have a favorite book or verse in the Bible?
Revelation is my favorite.
Favorite book? I think we can all concur on that one.
Huh?
I said, I think we can all concur that's the best book, right?
Just from first to the last part.
Okay. You've had a lot of jobs throughout your life. What was your favorite? Favorite job?
I enjoyed them all.
Yeah?
I worked for Rhino Products for 27 and a half years, and I enjoyed it. I went from assembly shop to one step under the president. I worked for the president when the company went out of business. I really enjoyed that one. I enjoyed carpenter work, just whatever.
Okay. Raising kids. Scarlett, Karen, and Misty. What do you remember the best about it, and what do you remember the hardest about it?
Let me put it this way, it was all one day at a time. Whatever come up that day, we took care of it, whether it was good or bad. I can't really remember a lot of bad things except Misty getting killed.
Right.
That was just like it happened yesterday over there.
Especially with the day coming up.
Right. And to see the kids excel has been a great thrill.
Who was the easiest to raise? Which of the three? Which of the three were the easiest to raise?
Misty.
Misty? And why Misty? She listened
She
to
was a baby.
That's
we,
fair.
We were older. We were older.
All right. Well, let's keep that kind of going the same way. What do you remember most that was the hardest and easiest about raising or help raising grandkids?
That was great.
I didn't find nothing hard about raising grandkids. I enjoyed every minute of it. I love taking care of my kids and seeing them grow. And it's just God blessed.
I like that. This is a hard one, and you may not be able to answer it. What was the best day of your life so far? What's the one thing that sticks out?
The day I got saved.
12 years old. You are now your age. What is still your favorite thing to do? What do you like more than anything else?
Work with wood.
Work with wood? I like that. If you could go back in time, what is one thing older Mac would like to tell younger Mac?
Boy, that's a hard one. I can't answer that.
Okay.
I
Okay.
can't answer it because one would outweigh the other.
I got you. I think I already probably know the answer to this one, but I'm going to ask it anyways. If you could go back to one moment in time and change something or do something different, what would it be?
Grow old. I'd change that in a split second. I think anybody else would.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I've had a great life. I could not ask for it to be changed in any way.
Okay. All right. Death. Does it scare you? Death. Does it scare you?
Not at all.
Why?
Because I'm a Christian. I'm ready to meet the Lord. I've had a fulfilled life. Robbie and I have had a good life. And I know there's a place better than this when this life's over. Because the Bible says, absent of the body, present with the Lord.
I agree. Another question I kind of know the answer to, but what do you look forward to the most when you make it to heaven?
Now,
When you make it to heaven, what are you looking forward to the most?
well, you're going to be surprised.
Okay.
There's three little Jews, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Okay.
I want to look them up and shake their hands. Because they have been a hero in
Really?
the Bible for me.
How so?
They was in captivity. They was Christian Jews. They stood up for their belief. When the king said, you're going to bow down to me and worship me or worship my idol, they refused. And their report to him touches my heart every time I think about it. Oh, King, we won't, and I'm going to say this in just in an everyday word, we won't bow down to you because we serve God. And if you throw us in that fire furnace, our God can save us. But if not, we still won't bow down to you.
Can't go wrong with that. Especially that's some belief. So I get why that kind of sticks out to you the most. Besides them three, anything else?
Yeah, just being able to walk the streets of gold and seeing old friends.
I like it. If you could pass on one bit of advice to your children, your grandchildren, your wife, or your great-grandchildren, what would it be?
Get into church and serve the Lord. A lot of kids, a lot of parents go to church and have a place to sit. But get into church and serve God.
I like that.
My advice.
You've lived a pretty awesome life, but what are you most proud of over your entire life?
The way God has brought me through this life. I think that's the main thing. And the children that He gave me, and the grandchildren, and the love that we have one for another. I think love in a family is important. You can see families that's tore apart. Our family's been tore apart. It's slowly getting back together. And when you see that joy and that happiness, that makes the difference.
Couldn't agree more. When you are gone, what are your hopes for your family after you're gone?
That they love one another and stay together.
If you could take one thing with you when it's your time for heaven, well, what would it be?
Rod and reel.
A rod and reel. I think Matt said a couple times, he's like, there better be fishing in heaven.
Yeah.
What is your wish? This one's kind of hard. What is your wish for Granny after you're gone?
That all of my kids and grandkids will take care of her. Till her time.
Last question. The heavy hitter, Mack A, how would you like to be remembered?
As a Christian man. A faithful Christian.
Can't say better than that.